Welcome to Morrigan's Cottage. Morrigan's Cottage is a 200-year-old cottage set in Ireland's beautiful and wild west, sitting on just about 4 acres of land. The land is overgrown and the cottage has started to deteriorate after being left vacant for a number of years. But my name's Aisling, this is my dog Morrigan and my cat Vanya, and together we're going to bring this cottage and land back to its former glory. Follow us along through the surprises, the headaches and successes in bringing back the character to this lovely old home, and in turning the land into a biodiverse cottage garden and home rescue to animals in the future.
This crap is, yeah, I'm going to take some pictures and send that to
So I'm not going to get too worried just yet, but we've got a large crack here. So a little bit nervous about what we might find. Hey, we were doing really well. I think we just found something, and I'm very nervous.
So, look at what we're after finding. I don't know, what do you guys think? Does that look like a fireplace? That looks like it would have been a fireplace to me. Which explains why we never found a fireplace over here. Because the fireplace was over here the whole time. I wonder... There's no chimney above here. But there must have been at some point. Now there is this big crack. It goes from there right down over to here. But I'm hoping that that's just in the cement that was put up. But oh my god, I think we have the bones of a 200-year-old fireplace. Now it kind of comes out down here. But I'm really excited to try and find that underneath. But you can see, like, this looks like where maybe the mantle would have been. And then a little fireplace down here. To say I wasn't expecting this would be, like, under-exaggerating. I was not expecting to find anything here. Sorry, my iPhone is out of battery now. So I'm using the Motorola and they don't have an extra wide angle. So this is like the best I can show you. But oh my god, we found the old fireplace. I'm in shock. Don't ask me why I'm in shock. I mean, but I am. That there's like a random piece of wood just sticking out of the wall there. It's pretty rotten. I think I see some stone there. I'd be very tempted to chip a little bit of this away, but also a bit nervous. So, knowing me, I did have a little look. This crack seems to be just in the cement. It doesn't seem to be any deeper than that, but we have to keep an eye on it. This little stone came out, so I just kind of pushed it back in. I did chip a tiny bit more off of it. This is like one big stone going across, so the fireplace is obviously this little kind of corner here. And then there's a piece of wood on the other side that's shoved in. So if anyone knows what those pieces of wood would have been, like, I presume it was something would have been connected to it. But this is where we're going to leave this room tonight. I'm not even going to clean up. Look at this mess. So excited to have found that. Might have to change my plans for the room. Maybe this is going to be the wall that has the fireplace and the TV and everything on it, and then the bed will go somewhere along here. But the sway of the room is better if it's like coming that way, but we'll figure it out. But it would be very hard to cover it back up knowing that it's there. So I think maybe this is where we'll have the TV and everything, and then the bed will go just here. And then we can have the exposed stone wall behind the bed, and then we can have the old fireplace exposed, maybe a little bit of the stone around it if it's in good shape, and then plaster the rest. So that might be the new plan. But the only problem is that it just means that because that door is there, the bed is going to be off center to the room and to where the TV will be. So we'll see. I don't think I can cover it up knowing that it's there. So yeah, there's a little bit of history. A 200-year-old fireplace. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. I just wanted to show our morning. God, you're very close to the camera. So I've been up, I've had my coffee, but I'm not feeling great today. I have a sore throat.
that kind of came out of nowhere. So I'm hoping it's just because I was wearing that mask for so long yesterday, but my voice is a little sore. What time is it? Hang on. Oh, it's 10:15. Oh, it's later than what I thought. We had a great sleep. But we do need to start getting up and getting ready for the day. But I'm just not feeling great. But we have to finish that room, that bedroom, because we're pretty close. I want to start taking down the cement walls, which is exciting. That's the plan. Anyway, good morning from Morrigan's cottage. It's quite cold, but we have the electric blanket on. We're very cozy. This mattress, or it's this duvet that I have, is so hot. Like, it's actually too hot. I was sleeping underneath it last night and I was like, it's too hot. I'm gonna sweat to death. But we're good and we're gonna get up and moving for the day.
at this old fireplace and these old walls. They are in such good shape. Now let's hope the whole house doesn't fall down now that I've done this, but look at that big rock there in the middle over the old fireplace. Oh, they're in such good shape. They look amazing. This is probably like the best wall we've found so far. And by so far, I mean we're almost done. We don't have many more walls left to find. But they look amazing. I just feel like there's no way I can cover that back up. So that means the bed is going to be here. But that means when you come in the door, the bed might be in the way. And it won't be centered to the room, which is kind of annoying. We'll have to think about this one. Unless we still put the bed there, have a lower bed frame so that it doesn't cover up the big stone, and then still have our fireplace over here. Good problems to have, but we're going to get this cleaned up now, and then we're probably going to stop doing this for the day. But oh my goodness, let me bring you right up close. Like, these stones are in pretty decent shape. You can see the old like pink they would have had on them. But overall, these stones are in good shape. That big one there seems to be like nicely balanced on quite a few. I'm not going to take this off until there's like builders around. And then even if you come over here and look at this one, this big one here is still quite nicely balanced on stones going down. I'd love to know what the piece of wood is. If anyone knows what maybe that was used for. But it looks really good. We will need, obviously, to fill when we repoint. There's a couple bits along kind of where the crack came down. There's a couple bits that just aren't as well pointed. That's obviously been lost over the years. But you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see it, but they've got this rock here. And then almost immediately opposite, they've got this rock here. Oh, where am I pointing to on the camera? And then they've got this and this. So it's like you can kind of see maybe what it would have been. Like, that was obviously the main kind of mantle. But they have this nice kind of like line here and then line along here that looks like was all pink. You can see more of the pink paint here. Like, this has got to be 100 years old, I'd say. Because it would have been the old lime paint they would have used. There isn't like mad soot going up. But maybe that means the chimney was really good. So that means that over here, there was no fireplace here. This is just the back of the fireplace on the other side. So that's super interesting. But look at what we're after finding. I could not be happier. Like, that is unreal. So on the flip side to doing this and being excited about the walls, I'm fading. I feel not great. My throat is so sore. I was hoping it would just be one of those things that, you know, when you wake up in the morning and it goes away, but I'm still feeling a bit crappy. But just a sore throat. I hope it's not strep. That would be annoying. It probably isn't. I think it's just a sore throat, but I think we'll stop for a couple minutes, have a bite to eat and refuel, and then come back in, clean up, and maybe do a little bit more work on the walls. We obviously still have all over here to take down, all around the window. We've got this wall over here, which we're not touching right now just because of the electrics. We also need to get this wall and this wall done. But again, I don't think we're going to touch those yet. I think what the plan is for me, I'm going to look at getting the repointing tools, and I might just start practicing a little bit, and then at least if we open up any of these walls and there's like problems, I might be able to fix it myself. I'd love to take a good crack at repointing this over here. I just think that it's way too nice to be covering this back up. Like, I'm so impressed with it. As long as a builder says that we're okay to keep this out, like there's no structural problems and everything looks okay, like we'll definitely, like, how can you cover, oh my god, look, there's paint underneath. Hang on, let me get a glove back on. I'm gonna bring it back over. It's covered in dust and cement residue and everything else. But imagine how nice this is going to be when it's cleaned up. And you have to wonder, how did they lift this up back in the day? But look, you can see the old blue paint as well. And then obviously at some point, I think they painted over it in pink. Which I would kept the blue myself, but that's personal preference. Now it looks really dirty. But, like, what an absolute find. I'm so happy. I really didn't think there was many finds left in this house because we've kind of started to finish up the deconstruction. But that would be some centerpiece. If I had a low bed that kind of went across, and if we kept the bed low, I think we'd be able to at least keep this exposed, and then obviously all the wall exposed. I'd have to make sure that somehow we would keep it warm and insulated and everything like that, and I'd have to figure out that up in the attic above that that's all safe and everything is good. But if we can keep this out, oh man, we'll be keeping this out. I'm so happy with this. So yeah, I didn't think there was many more finds left on us here, because we've kind of, for the most part, the plaster's taken down in most of the rooms. There's a little bit left in the kitchen and a little bit left in the living room, but we kind of know what's behind there. But to find the fireplace, and there's no chimney, so obviously the chimney got taken down at some point. And on the other side of this is the that kind of outdoor shed. Maybe if I have a little picture, I'll put the picture in here. So on the other side of this wall is the shed, and then just over that a ways is the utility room. And I always kind of thought that maybe we'd put a doorway here eventually into the shed, and the shed would become an ensuite. So we'll have to see if that's something that can be done, but that's 10-year plan, that's not 5-year plan. But here we are with my really old fireplace that's 200 years old. So I lied. I said we were going to get lunch first and then clean up, but actually we're going to clean up first, because if I have lunch and then I'm full, I'm not going to want to come back and clean up. So we're going to clean up. tired and I'm not feeling well, but I can't help myself.